She's terrible.
I am the brave.
Why your audio sound like that, Nelly? What's going on?
I'm Yada.
I'm Sean.
I'm Dave.
And
this is No Disclaimers Podcast. I know
Edition.
it's okay. It's okay. Y'all keep going. We got crowds over here. All right.
Yeah, we need to keep going because you sound like you scuba diving.
Yeah.
You sound like Nelly in the versus battle.
No, seriously, for real?
It's
No, it's just that background audio. Everything else is fine.
Oh, okay.
You sound like Nelly and Teddy.
Teddy
son.
Riley. Yeah.
I'll take
Riley.
that. Nelly Riley. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's No Disclaimers Podcast. We're all here virtually on Zoom. How y'all been doing? I'm finally getting like cabin fever.
So
Yes,
break.
it's
Don't
just
ask us how we are doing and then go exactly how you're doing.
No, like I got mine out the way, so go ahead. I got mine out the way. I'm good.
I'm as I was last month. Ain't nothing changes. Niggas just got
Life is amazing. A bitch got promoted last week.
Okay.
Hey.
Go.
Shout out to you. That's what's up. That's major.
Yeah.
And an 8% raise.
Oh, okay.
80% raise?
8%.
Oh, hey, listen, I thought you said 80%. I was about to say everything on y'all to.
Oh shit, man, 80%. My square would be empty as shit right now. And y'all, I bought a vaccine. I'm good. Like,
Like
out of here.
Congratulations.
Yes.
80% raise.
I
You could buy the
probably
hip hop chicken on recipe.
Nigga.
The crack.
The crack does.
I blame you, Sabrina.
No, but that
crack.
What? Oh, the chicken? No, that chicken was good.
it was really good. Yeah.
They
But
definitely-
I'm so glad to see you guys. It's been a minute since we've all been together, so I hope that y'all are safe and your families are good. I still haven't caught it. You know what I'm saying? We out here with the 4 of us, and
Are you trying to catch it? You said that like you were disappointed.
Still haven't caught it.
No, I'm saying because of the way that the media is advertising this virus, it's like you go outside and breathe too much air that, you know, you need to close your windows, hide your kids, hide your wives because you're gonna drop dead.
Yeah, even though that's probably why. You know them niggas.
Who?
I said you're not breathing no white air either, so
That's a fact. Shout out to PG County. Speaking of PG County, there was an amazing documentary that came out about Kevin Durant. Let's talk about it. I didn't see it, so if y'all saw it, let's talk about it.
Y'all know it was amazing then.
You must have seen a tweet.
Because off the strength, though, it's amazing off the strength.
Off the strength of what?
Kevin BDB Durant.
Easy head.
I'm a PG native. And a lot of people in this country, because we are watched all over the world, they don't understand. They don't know about, when they think about Maryland, they think about Baltimore. You know, PG County isn't recognized enough. And that's why it was so big that this came out. Shout out to Jimmy Jenkins and everybody else who was involved, Kevin Durant, you know, that all homegrown PG people. Now, did you see it?
No.
Okay.
I did see girls on photo. They were scammers, but I mean, whatever.
Dave, you watched it, Dave?
No, I ain't watch it. Did it? If it came on the same night as The Last Dance, I ain't watched that.
No, I came out the day before.
Oh, still ain't. I was drunk the day before, so.
But you know, Dave technically is not a native to here, so y'all don't have the same like thing about it. You know, it's not as a sense of urgency there.
Yeah,
very true.
So, Sean, I'm assuming you saw. Please,
of course.
Please let us know about it. Give us some
glasses.
I mean, honestly, I thought it was. First of all, it's definitely.
Take your glasses off.
Right, that nigga lying. You ain't see shit.
No, I got the Bluetooth on. Okay.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. All right, you right. All right, go ahead.
But no. First of all, I would like to shout out because anybody who's making that step to put PG County on specifically, you know, Maryland it's a small state, but I mean it's still PG County to me is its own thing. You know what I mean? It's its own thing. Shout out to everyone who's a part of it. Bigging up, a lot of the superstars that made it. I got an unpopular opinion. I wasn't impressed by it. It was really surface level. It was real cliquish. You can tell they had a narrative on there. Like they didn't. I feel like there was so much they had to touch on, and I feel like when you know people that are part of something, and then you have a honest opinion about it, it's hate. Like if I don't give you criticism about something, how are you going to get better? This is the thing about the documentary, and this is just how I feel. A lot of people who are involved with it, or people that they love, know that the people are involved in it, so they don't want to seem like they're hating or say anything bad about it.
Right.
If we're talking about people doing stuff in PG that are black, then that means you can't knock anything. That means if anyone opens a business, anyone does a movie or anything, that means you can't say anything bad about it. I guess my thing about the documentaries, it should have been longer than an hour, but I do understand. I talked to a good friend of mine. I don't know what the contract was with Showtime. Maybe Showtime only said, hey, you're only allotted an hour. I can't really speak to that, but they didn't touch. I feel like it was so much that they could have touched about PG County. Like they touched the Matha. That's the really only one high school that they really focused on. So I just think, you think how many schools are in PG County? And I know everyone and their mom, their cousin can't be in the documentary, but they missed out on a lot. Like they had a section talking about go-go. I don't want to hear about go-go in the basketball documentary. Now I know what go-go means to this area, but it has nothing to do with the documentary. And I feel like they should have talked about a lot of the stars that could have made it to the NBA, that maybe they ran into issues outside of basketball that stopped them from getting to the NBA. They didn't interview a lot of the actual NBA players that came here from PG County. I know Delonte West has been kind of under duress, but he's one of the best players from PG County. How is he not in there? How are you not highlighting Oxon Hill High School?
Honestly, I think because of that, as far as bigger names right now from this area, you got two. You got KD and you got Quinn Cook. Jeff Green pretty much been team traveling from team to team. Jared Jack out the league. You know what happened to Delonte West. Still a couple.
No, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you know what happened with Delonte West. Of course, there's others, but I feel like they're only gonna highlight a certain amount of things. They really not gonna talk about.
Why not though? If your thing is in the water, PG County, if you're talking about all the players that made it, shouldn't you at least get 50%? Maybe should get 30%. I understand the Quinn Cook thing. Quinn Cook not better than Jeff Green.
Not at all.
And and I know that goes to even he definitely deserves to be in the documentary, because I think he was one of was he an executive producer in there? Sabrina, do you know?
I'm not sure.
Okay, got you.
But executive producer just means I don't know. Some people pay for credits. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying.
They got they got people in there that didn't even make the league. They got people in there that didn't even play basketball. I just feel like it's so much more that they could have touched on. They could have touched background stories. They could have talked about more public schools in PG County. The people that we forgot. Even if you just ran across the names across the screen, they really kind of based it around 5 or 6 people. And PG County just has so much more to offer. So my boy put it in perspective. He said, you got to think a lot of this stuff, Sean, because you're from here. This wasn't for people from here. This is for people who are outside of the area who don't realize that in this small area, we're producing so many NBA players. You know what I mean? So I had to put that in perspective. Okay, but I just feel like if I was from California or Texas, I wouldn't have said, oh, wow. I just was searching for more. When you watch this MJ documentary, you're like, wow, I didn't know that. Ooh, wow, I didn't get.
But they have way more time. The MJ doc had way more time, right? It has it's a series versus In the Water's just one doc, right?
Yeah.
So what did they hit? What did they hit? I mean, that's what they missed.
I mean, they talked about 2 AAU teams. They talked about KD. They talked about Beasley. They talked about Quinn Cook. They talked about Malone, who locked up, who basically kind of was like, in a sense, like the godfather of AAU, which was a great point. Because he was a father like to Nolan Smith, to Quinn Cook. He was really like a stepfather in the essence, or a role model, a mentor to so many people. So that was an excellent story. But like when they didn't touch you, it's so. I mean, I'm not going to bore y'all, but it's so many players here that they could. I'm not saying you have to highlight because I already know that you have 60 minutes. But like, it wasn't. It's not what I expected.
Okay, what did they get right?
Huh?
In your opinion, what did they hit on right? What did they hit on properly? Like, what did they get?
I mean,
right?
they didn't even talk about numbers and really like a comparison or a breakdown to say like what the ratio is. Like, okay, this is compared to a whole state of California or a whole state of New York. We're just talking about specifically a PG County, because you got to think, we're just talking about PG County. We're not talking about all of Maryland. We're not talking about the Rudy Gay. We're not talking about other players that came from other parts of Maryland or DC or Virginia. We're literally talking about PG County. So I didn't feel like they broke down like the statistics, like to show you like, hey, yo, they're really like producing a lot of players. I just felt like it could have been, it was just really vague. It's like, okay, yeah, we're from here, we're friends, we grew up together. It was almost kind of like a autobiography of KD. Almost.
Okay, so look, so with that being said, was it okay? How was it cinematically? Like, did it look good? Was the quality
definitely look good? No.
Good.
So
okay, good.
Because
this may be a door opener for other, docs and materials to come out.
Yeah, no, it definitely looked good. The clips, the people, they had the star power in there. They had the kids in there. You see notable places in PG County. I thought that was dope. So people can resonate with it. Like, oh yeah, I know where that is. They talked about run and shoot, things of that nature. I just felt like it could have been more. But, just to play devil's advocate, it's only but so much you can fit in 60 minutes.
How long is the series? Is it well? How many episodes? I know you said it's 1 hour, but are they?
It's just one.
I think it's just one.
I mean, people are saying that, oh, y'all don't know if they're done yet. I said, well, if they done yet, they would have said, hey, this is a part 5 series or a part 3 series. It was honestly, it wasn't even 60 minutes. It cut off.
Go ahead, Sean, to finish that point.
It was like 50 minutes, honestly, because it cut off a little bit earlier.
You know what I could appreciate though too? It wasn't some random white people coming to PG County trying to tell the story. Because if they would have done it then we really would have been mad. Like at least it's like the producers and stuff were natives from the area. They made sure that there were people to tell the story that was actually from here and produced it that was from here. It wasn't like random people.
You think it's no white people from this area that know basketball who maybe you couldn't do it better? Like, I mean,
no. I'm not saying from this area. I'm just saying a lot of these productions that represent an area comes from complete outsiders.
Gotcha. Because they have the resources. I understand.
Or whatever. The resources, whatever the case is. But in telling our story, like how many outsiders told the Biggie and Tupac story, or all of these different. Even like
gotcha.
And not the people who was who was around, who at least came from. So I could respect that, because it puts more producers and filmmakers and whoever was involved from this area on so they can go to the next level and maybe do something even better next time that represents us.
I just like background stories, like stuff that you like, even with the MJ documentary. Like they pulled out some information about Steve Kerr. I don't think anybody knew that. So we're all like, wow.
Yeah.
And see,
but how many people know about the Jordan story though? How many people know? So you do have to go that extra mile to tell something that people don't know. Jordan is probably one of the most researched, beloved people like in the world.
But see, I think they did this MJ documentary for the newer generation, because like a lot of people our age, even though we probably Sean probably caught more stuff, but like me, for example, I'm just saying, it's like you seen when MJ retired for the first time. I was like fucking 4 or 5 years old, so I was just I had no idea, but later on, you get to realize you watching highlight tapes and that shit.
Yeah.
So it's like the later on generations, you know, like the 19, 20-year-olds, of course, who grew up watching LeBron for the most part, they have no idea who Jordan is for real. They just know that the nigga got some nice shoes, you know, and that's really what it is.
Okay. I would say, yeah.
It's a little bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you went.
No, I mean like, no, because Mike. Look, Dave, did you know that he had to chase Dennis Rodman through Vegas?
I heard the Vegas story, but see that's the thing. It's a lot of stuff that I knew, but I didn't know in detail. Like I had, yeah, exactly. I had no idea that Dennis was wilding like that.
Like it's kind of like the R. Kelly thing. Like we knew R. Kelly was wild, but then you say, "Oh shit, this nigga was wild."
This nigga was hog tying bitches and taking shits on him. He was wild. I
don't know.
Like, you don't think people in Chicago? But my point is, you don't think people in Chicago were privy to some of those stories, and some of those people are like, "Well, dang, they ain't saying that. We don't know."
I mean, we didn't know, but I get that. I get that, but I didn't know Rodman was going to team up with the NWO during the finals and stuff. Like
I had no idea that was during the season. I had no idea.
They call it the shoes the flu games. Now food poison game don't even sound.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's true.
The flu poison game.
I thought people said he was just drunk. I don't know.
Nah, see, that's the thing.
He lying.
See, but think of Hoffa, you and I both have hooped with a hangover, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And you can most likely sweat that shit out. And the way Jordan is playing, 48 minutes, dropping fucking 40, 50 points, that shit would have been gone before the end of that game.
You can't do nothing when you got food poison.
Exactly.
You can't do nothing.
Yeah.
No, you're down. You're down. It's like it's like a step above Corona.
I can't speak because I've never had Corona, so.
I'm
sorry. Hey, for real, you notice I apologize, okay? But I want to know, and I know I'm in the minority, why is it so hard for women to apologize? Because it's easy for me. But
I don't know. I don't have a problem apologizing.
I think, honestly, I think some women don't want to give a man the satisfaction of knowing that they're right. Like, I'm not going to let this nigga know that I was wrong. Fuck that shit. I'm not going to say nothing. So they just rather not say nothing, have an attitude because you don't want to admit that you're right. Then that spawns a whole other list of issues that niggas got to deal with. I don't know, but of course.
But how does that make you feel, though, Dave? When a female can apologize?
As long as I know I'm right, I don't give a fuck if you admit that I'm right.
Man, that shit shows immaturity. Like,
of course, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't fuck with it because, once again, you're not showing any accountability. You're basically saying that I'm right, you're wrong. I don't have any faults. It's nothing that I need, to work on. And then if you can't admit that you're wrong, like how can you be a great communicator? You can't.
Well,
yeah.
And if you really don't think you're never wrong ever, you're on drugs.
Well, my mom's not on drugs, but she never admitted fucking right. So it's like,
I mean, but how do you know? Maybe when she go to bed, she get a little toot, little beep.
I don't live with her, but when I was around, I know she wasn't doing nothing. But it's like even growing up with a mother like her, she never admitted that she was right. So I had to just grow up knowing that.
It's a break. Yeah. Women never want to give men the satisfaction or anything. Like women, we already know this. Women don't like to see men happy. Have y'all, you and Yada, have y'all ever been out with y'all male friends and their girl call them like they having a blast, and then they girl call them, and then their whole
mood change, bro.
I've seen that. I've seen that happen.
Women don't
not a lot though, but
you don't got a lot of male friends. So women
no
don't
comment.
Women don't want to see men happy.
Nah, I'm saying though, if you laughing at your phone and staring at your phone, why I can't laugh too? What are you laughing at? What are you enjoying and why am I not a part of it? I like jokes.
Why is that? Like, why is it that it seems like if a man not just is having fun or is happy, but like women associate fun with something bad, like
because they're not having fun with them. If they're not around, they don't want they nigga to not have fun. Like, nah. Like, bro.
But why though?
Yeah,
But
if my
why?
phone
Like,
dies in the middle of this, I'm gonna be fucking blown.
just get a charger. But look,
I'm about to.
why? But why though? Like,
You gotta tell us.
it's toxic.
We got
It's toxic
dicks.
femininity. I don't feel that way, but I know that because I mean, I just don't. I be so into my own thing. Like I always be in my own head that I
Let me-
really don't.
Women have to
He's
be
too happy over there. Like,
in my opinion, women have to be a part of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like Dave, you ever had a girlfriend that she go out with her friends? You know what I'm saying? You want her to go out. You
Sorry,
ask her
y'all.
how her time was. She tell you she had a blast, this and that. You don't think nothing of it. You
Right.
want your girl to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yo, you ever had to lie to your girl about how much fun you didn't have, even though you had a blast? Because guess what?
Texting her while you're there, man, I'm bored as shit. But the whole time I'm having fun because I don't want you to know that I'm.
that is being a prisoner. That is prison.
Men
You
are-
like, hey, this
what you
shit
think-
whack. This
what
shit
you
whack. Whole time ain't even.
Sabri, what you think being in a relationship is?
It's supposed to be fun. Y'all see, you know what y'all problem is? Y'all pick the wrong women.
Nah,
Y'all
that's-
pick the wrong
okay.
women.
Let me
No.
tell you something. I
Y'all
understand that.
discernment is not there. Y'all don't have good discernment until y'all damn near 50 years old.
God
Y'all
damn.
know how
So
to
this-
pick 'em.
So, Bray, this is not one of those things. I've dealt with enough women. It's pretty much 9 out of 10 of y'all.
Yeah, it's common. It's common as shit. Like, even though a lot of women don't think the same, they think the same, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think, yes, I agree with you. I do. But I really just want to get to the thing of why, because the effect of it, I really want to know what caused it and how we could change that, because I think that's so corny. You know what I'm saying? But it is a common thing in the female community.
It's super cool
Right.
What is
because I
the
feel like
deeper underlying thing, though?
I think some women can't take what they dish out. So say for example, a woman is petty, like you're wrong, you apologize, she'll hold that against you, and then she'll pull it out later to address like, hey, remember this time you were wrong? So then if she admits that she's wrong, then she probably feels like, and I'm not a woman, but you're asking me, she probably feel like, oh, he gonna hold this over my head, so I'm never gonna even give him that type of leverage or that type of power. But men not like that. We're not gonna like, all right, you was wrong, cool, let's move on. I actually appreciate you acknowledging that that actually makes me feel good, and that makes me feel good that you were wrong. But like, okay,
That you can own up to
time to
that.
communicate and comprehend. You actually understand where I'm coming from.
And you know, I think, now, I can't speak for all men, but I think a logical man or someone that's gonna think, they want to have and talk about that thing once. After that, they don't want to talk about that shit no more. You move on. It's just like, why you keep harping on the same thing?
Right. No one wants to dwell on it.
Yeah, especially if there's no resolution or anything like that. You just running around in circles. That shit is dumb.
I think that when you cannot admit that you're wrong, just in general, relationships, whether it be romantic, personal, just whatever, or even to yourself, you have to be able to unlearn some shit, period. Like from like your upbringing or whatever. Not every habit that you have is healthy. Not everything that you learned is right. So if you can't do it in how you do one thing is how you do all things. If you can't do it in one aspect, then you're gonna have a hard time, because you're not going to be able to do it at all. And then you're going to lose respect from the people around you. I mean, you have to be able to admit when you're wrong. Like, that doesn't mean that it actually makes you look smarter, that you're willing to unlearn something and relearn something else and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But where do a lot of women get majority of their characteristics from?
Their upbringing. People in general, our upbringing, it influences everything.
Right. So that carries into friendships, that carries into relationships. And a lot of people haven't done the work on themselves. So they just go work, do shit every day, not knowing that you're not supposed to be doing this shit. Like, how do you do something wrong and someone calls you out on it logically, respectfully, and you still can't admit that you was wrong?
Because
that's wild.
Because some women you just can't check. Like, a woman can't be checked. Me and y'all have talked about this. Like, some women, they're just above like critique. You know what I'm saying? So imagine you bringing something to your girl, Dave. You know what I'm saying? Or, man, honestly, not even any woman. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be, sometimes it's met with just like deflection, or like they get offended. And then I feel like some women, they actually know their women friends better than their boyfriends do. So they already know that, hey, if I correct this woman or don't agree with her, like say if a girl was had some issues with her dude, and she explaining the story, and the friend feel like, that's not right. She might know her personality and just not to pick a fight, just not correct her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because she don't even want to go. She already know what type of energy she comes with. Like, yo, if I'm not siding with her, it's gonna be huge. And when women fall out, they fall out.
It shouldn't have to be like that though. Like, why can't you not necessarily call somebody out, but why can't you point out like a flaw or something bad that someone has done? Like, you just can't let people live a certain light thinking that they can go
like a bunch of yes men around them. For real.
Right.
They want to get around people who think the same way as them. And if you a toxic person or you have that type of mentality, you surround yourself with people who like-minded, you're never going to grow, because all y'all doing is facilitating each other not having accountability.
right.
And you made an interesting point, Sean, that I wanted to just reiterate to like the ladies. Like you said, they're not correct. They can't be corrected, and that is one of the top reasons why a lot of women aren't married. After a certain age, they become less qualified, I guess, to be wifed up, because they're not coachable. It doesn't matter how old you are. A man should be able to tell you something without you just being like, oh, this is how I am. Like, this is just how I am. If you don't accept me like this, because you're going to want to change endless things about him, that he can improve.
Right.
So it's like, you have to be coachable, because that is one thing that I believe, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, when y'all looking at somebody, not just, to chill with, but if y'all looking at somebody that's potential wife quality, okay, can I tell her something? Is she coachable? If I say something to her, is she going to take heed to it? Is she going to listen? Of course, you can have your own opinion, but if your mind can't be changed with facts, good.
I think
you just in side chick mode.
That's a great point too. Mm-hmm. And go ahead, Dave. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, Dave.
I think the number one thing that a lot of men look at is, will this woman be combative all the time? I have something to say. Like, is it resistance all the time? If it is, what? No man wants to deal with that. Like, why? I gotta work a 9 to 5, or I got my own business, whatever it is. I gotta come home, and it's something that I don't like, or it's something that you did, and I come to you about it, and now we got a whole heap of fucking issues that we gotta deal with on top of me having a bad day. I ain't want to deal with that.
And it's going to be one of two reasons, and both of them are going to be trash. It's either you aren't receptive because you stuck in your ways, or you're not trusting him to guide you in the right direction as far as your actions. But either one is not going to work for a relationship. So
good point. Good point, y'all. Because I always be talking about when people like a woman will be submissive if she trusts her man to lead. I'm like, why you with a nigga you can't trust? Like, what you waiting on?
Right.
Like, exactly. That'll make sense. And I won't necessarily say the word coachable. Well, I mean, that is the correct term, but I do want to let you know that guys got to be coachable too. But we are on the topic of women. It's a good point, like Dave made, because like, yo, you should trust me. If I say let's do this or let's do this, I don't want to hear why all the time.
Right.
All right. I want to rock with me, trust me. And everything, and I'm not going to be right about everything. I'm not going to be 100%. Everything is not going to have a 100% success, percentage. But that's part of being in a relationships, ups and downs, and just really trusting your partner. And we're going through thick and thin. Like, nobody wants to argue with their partner all the time. You can just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and even if
the partner you want to have
not right, and even if the person is not always right, or if you know that. Sometimes like, okay, this could be done a slightly better way. But if it's not that big of a deal, just fucking do it. Like, it shouldn't, like Sean said, it shouldn't be a why all the time. Sometimes you can just eat that and be like, well, whatever. That's gonna be 5 minutes longer of a drive. But so what? What's 5 minutes? That's one less time you got to say why.
And the great thing is your woman can correct you, because not one of those things like, oh, I told you so, but say, you rock with my idea, right? And you know that it's not going to work. All right, let's rock out with it. Then you see, and then you say, all right, now it's my turn. We did it your way.
How we going to do it my way?
This is a better way. And then what I want to say, man, you followed me without, any, like, pushback. Guess what? I'm going to do the same thing with you.
Compromise. A lot of people compromise.
And you said men should be coachable too. one thing I've noticed, just understanding and just having male friends and talking to them, usually if you give them a new idea, if it makes logical sense, unless they're just a butthole just for the sake of being a butthole, they're going to say, oh, that makes sense. Okay, we'll do it that way. It's very easy. You know what I'm saying? The pride doesn't come when it makes logical sense. If something is simple and it's like logical, usually, you know.
Even sometimes when it's not, I just feel like you need to be the partner you want to have. So you can't expect a nigga to listen to you and you coach him and tell him all these things that he need to fix, change, and work on. But when it's the tables are turned, you just completely closed-minded. Like that doesn't even make sense.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like women want to change men, but they won't allow the men to change them. Like in the
that's pretty much the general basis of what we're saying. For real. I mean, it seems that way. It seems like women just have a harder time compromising after a certain age.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of what you say. You can't. The older she gets, the less you can barely tell a woman something at 30. Imagine at 45 when she done been through a failed marriage, 5 horrible boyfriends.
Exactly.
Like from that, she is now like, and I can't blame her. Also, she's now at the point like, man, I'm doing this my way. I've been doing it this other way.
Her feet are in cement at that point.
Her feet, exactly, y'all. Her feet. You're not moving her.
And that's why if you are past a certain age and you want to be wife, you have to make it so clear in the beginning, hey, I'm still coachable. I still listen. I still, take advice. You know what I'm saying? It's very important.
I want the wife title, but don't want to do the wife work.
But what's wild? You would think that after you go through a bunch of failed situations, if that's your end game, that you would learn the lesson. But I mean, God forbid.
Nah, you're absolutely right.
It's like people who
PTSD.
Yes, PTSD from their poor choices because they did not learn how to choose properly because they were never taught how to choose properly. So they end up with these bad situations, and they that's really baggage essentially when you can't change from what was done or whatever. You still have PTSD from that.
I'm gonna say all poor choices because I can't fake. Niggas do be switching up.
Oh, of course.
Well, that's facts too.
Absolutely.
Yes, but then yes, that's true, and that's the gamble that you take in dealing and getting with anything. But a lot of times, as young women, we make poor choices early because of our lack of awareness, honestly, and just the carefreeness. Everything in the media, etc., is telling women that we have forever. We have a long time, even when we get older. There are a lot of images. Jason Black was just talking about this, how they have show after show for stores like Forever 21. You know what I'm saying? Like women are told you got Sex in the City, stuff that's showing us as in we have time. We can always just hot girl summer our 20s and in our 30s. I don't know. Maybe we can find ourselves in our 40s, get wifed up. It don't happen that way. Not by
the pussy got too much mileage on it.
But no, not necessarily, because you gotta think about it. Most men not trying to settle down in their 20s neither. So you gotta think, unless you shooting for the niggas that's 10, 15 years older than you, that's right on the par, to be honest.
Well, then,
But men don't want to deal with women being on the same shit that they be on.
Well, yeah, well, that is true. That's why I feel like we should go a little bit older, because that just goes with, how we were created to be. Women mature faster. You can't look for a protector, but if you're 25, most 25-year-old men are not able to protect and provide for you. So you do have to go a little bit older, unless you want to just play around for a little bit and see.
Well, who the fuck want to get married at 25?
I mean, that's honestly when women are most in their prime of value, and within the top guys they can get is around that age now.
But I'm like, bitches at 25 ain't necessarily doing the most for themselves either. So it's kind of like
but they should be. But they should be.
Should be, yes. But the reality is, you might not even be out of grad school at that point if that's the route that you took. Right. So I look at it from that perspective too. Like, you're not all the way established.
Yeah.
Right.
You're still in the strip club paying for your tuition.
I understand that, and that's very true. That's the reality of the situation. But then you wait till 35 and you're established, and now you're 35 competing with 25, 26, 27, 28. You know what I'm saying? In the same situation as you, trying to, get wiped up. And that's just the reality of it. It's unfortunate, but that's just how it goes. But if we increase our awareness, we'll understand things a little bit better, especially when it comes to dating and wanting to be provided for. Because the number one cause for women to be in poverty is lack of a man. And I don't care what nobody say. You can look at it for yourself.
Well,
y'all said this the other day, but also, and I'm not trying to, because I know what we're talking about. Men got to be better men too, though.
For sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we be talking about how women don't be having no accountability, but men don't be having no accountability why a lot of women are the way that they are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so and then, go ahead. I'm sorry, Sean. My bad.
We be dogging women so bad, they don't be having nothing left to give. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard.
That's very
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's something that kind of, we got to just be better people, and then we got to be honest about what we want and what we don't want. And then like the things about not apologizing, you really got to open up those communication lines and be willing, you know, to comprehend, because I always see guys saying this and that, you know, yada yada. I was talking about it the other day. A man was like, yo, I don't want no woman that's a hoe, and you know, and all this stuff. But you get mad when how you fuck all these women, but you don't want no hoes. That the math don't add up right.
Right? You want vagina, and they get mad when when other niggas also get it. Like,
but see,
I definitely said it's always choose better men and never be better men. They're always telling us to choose better, but no one's ever telling men to just be better. And I saw someone else tweet, and they said, "You not playing if you unless you honest and you still get what you want." Like, basically, like, if you gotta lie to get what you want, then you ain't playing for real. Like,
that's
exactly.
Right. But see, I also think it comes from, because Hoffa made this point earlier about a woman being wrong, and that woman's friend wouldn't call her out. A lot of niggas, men don't call them out on doing some shit too, and I think that's where it comes from. It's the fact that a lot of us grew up with, you know, either no father or the father was out here doing just as much fucked up shit, and that's a cycle. So if you got some solid men, even if we are all doing some bad shit, one of us is gonna have a logical way of being, yo, bro, don't do that. And
not unless you don't pick the right friends, because it could be blind leading the blind. That could be, hey, shit, I've done the same thing too. So you really have
I think the mentality is with men that don't feel comfortable checking other men is they feel like, man, I ain't about to tell no never grown man. Like, it's like, nah. You know what I'm saying? You see something, say something. That's supposed to be your folks. You see your folks out here out of pocket. You as his good man, that's your responsibility. If you want man time to be like, hey, my man, like, that's just like if you seen your man's beating the shit out of a girl, you gonna check him. It shouldn't have to be that extreme for you to want to tell a nigga he need to fall in line. Like,
and you know, it's kind of off topic, but it's still on topic. Like, if one of my men wasn't taking care of their kids, I'd tell him, be like, yo, that's not my relationship or nothing like that, but I can't fuck with you. You're not taking care of your son. And I would tell that to any one of my niggas, and that's crazy. Sure. Every one of my men around me takes care of their kids, and that's, like, honestly, that's a fucking blessing. But niggas gotta call their men out.
I done told niggas before, like, you guys, like, nigga, I done asked a nigga, hey, you be talking all this bad stuff about your BM, but nigga, you be with me, will you?
Right.
Where the kid be at? Every weekend you don't had a kid, or you got this extra money to get these shoes or this coat, this and that, and it's always an excuse as to why you can't. Well, you need to make those same excuses as why you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we definitely hold each other accountable now. What I always say is, don't say men don't hold each other accountable, because I can tell Dave, hey, Dave, don't drink another drink. And guess what? He can say, nigga, fuck you, I'm a grown-ass man. I did my job. I can't force him not to have another drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so aside from that convo, do y'all think that men can tell the difference between lust and like?
Me personally,
it's a thin line.
No, it's definitely hard, but you can always tell, because for example,
well, how do you differentiate?
Or when do you distinguish between the two?
The win is the most important part.
Before or after you hit?
Nah, it's always,
definitely before.
It's always
after.
It's always before.
It's after. I don't care what you say. It's after.
No, the after
Both
is the
clarity.
confirmation, maybe, or that it's either the deal breaker or the deal maker.
Nah,
We're talking about confirmation.
Hey, that's facts. Sabrina, that's facts.
But you can
That's
like a
facts
girl
for me
and then
too.
something. No, but you can like somebody like and then if the sex chemistry is not there or just like
I don't
something
like you no more.
then it's like but yeah, so it can like be the deal maker or the deal breaker. I feel like
see, like for me, I know I can tell the difference because if I want to be around you, I like you. If I don't want to be around you, but I'm just trying to smash, there's a difference. Like, cause I just know me, like as a person, I'm an introvert.
Mm-hmm. But if you hit and it's trash and suddenly you don't want to be around her no more.
Sayonara.
Fuck it. It should have been good.
Should have been good.
Should have did a better job.
When do you understand the difference of like and lust with a woman? Because like I told women before, that interaction, that initial interaction, depending on what you say and do, you know, and it could be your fault or no fault of your own. They can put you in certain categories and you don't even know it because they still gonna treat you the same.
Right.
Yeah, I told you that, nigga.
Well, I told the people, shit.
Yeah. No, it's always.
I'm not cussing. I'm not supposed to cuss. Go ahead.
No,
it's different situations.
That's it.
Yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
is. It definitely is.
Because look, I feel like if you have that first kind of like disagreement or fallout, if you feel like you can get past it or it's worth, you know, talking to her about it, try to understand where she's coming from, why she felt that way, then you be like, you know what, I like this joint. If you have your first joint and you be like, you know what, it's not even that serious. It's not
So
that
yours
dope.
is after the first disagreement.
I mean, that's one of the things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it might be after sex. You might like a joint and then you hit it and the sex is not good at all, but you still actually want to entertain it. You like, damn, I like this joint because the pussy whack as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Thinking
Like maybe she could take a class. Like
maybe this will get better as I teach her, and if she's coachable later down the line, this can become enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe get her do her Kegels or something, and it'll slap. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
But nah, see, I think a lot of men confuse that shit. Because, you know, they just look at a girl and be like, oh, she fire as shit, but she could be a fucking idiot. And they wouldn't know the difference. They just think about pussy. And once you get to know her, you like Harper said, you figure out, oh, this bitch whack as shit. So it's like, I don't know, it would take a while, but if you know yourself as a person, then you will know. Like I said, I'm an introvert. Mm-hmm. So if I want to be around you, and I like you, if I'm talking to you and I don't want to be around you, I'm still gonna kill, but after the fact, you gotta go. Because
if you're doing,
somebody cut this nigga off.
if you have sex with the woman and you still are worried about her well-being after, like, because when niggas ain't fucking, all these niggas the nicest niggas in the world, so you can't judge a man what he does.
Let me know you made it home safe.
you know, physical with you, because you won't get that honeymoon stage. So it's actually, I mean, and this is one of the scenarios. I'm not saying women should a fucking nigga to see, oh, okay, let me see how he's acting if he, you know, really likes me. But like when a man still continues to do the same stuff he was doing before he pursued you and got the pussy, that's how you know, oh, I like this joint. You know what I'm saying? If you get the pussy and you're like, well, conquer that. You know what I'm saying? Well, then you know it's just lust.
Why is the bar so low right now with what women expect from men? Like, they get like a joy out of a nigga bringing them something to eat. Like,
we just like food. That's what that is. We love food.
Yeah.
Hey, don't try to let them put the bar back up. It's low.
I mean, you know what I think it is? I think for a lot of women who aren't used to men doing something for them, any little thing helps. Like any little thing makes them feel, you know, like they're special. And that's really just it. Because sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't understand, like, men will do stuff for you. They will, if they want to be around you or they care about you, they'll do a lot for you. But a lot of women have never experienced that. It's unfortunate, but a lot of women have not.
And see, that goes back to the, if a nigga likes you, he'll do it. But if it's
a lot of people are not likable though.
Very true.
man, women got to start, man. It's a lot of us Eskimo brothers out here running around.
Mm.
Like you can't be out here now. I feel like a woman should do whatever she wants with her body, but she also has to understand that life is not fair, and there might be some repercussions behind that.
Right? It might make you undesirable to certain types of men, and it might be the type of men that you're interested in. So I mean, I feel like that's with anybody, male and female. Men get more of a pass than women do, but I mean, I feel like you move a certain way, it's gonna make you undesirable to me too. So I mean, I understand it, but I just think at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm a person who likes, I like little things that have sentimental value. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, he got to buy me a house or I don't like him like that. But like, I like things that have meaning to it. You know what I'm saying? It might not be a major thing. So some people feel like, oh, the bar is in hell right now. But it's certain things that that are small but require some level of effort or understanding of me, you know? And that has a sentimental value to it. But I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, if you bring me food, I'm be happy because I like food. But I'm not about to be like, oh my God, this nigga ready to marry me, girl. He bought me a Whopper. Like,
and food is not, it's not a huge gesture, but to me, it is a huge gesture because you don't have to at all. I can come.
Or when he cooks for me, yes.
I think
I'm
I
lazy.
think that the bar, I don't know. I haven't heard that the bar is so low for women right now. I mean, I know that dating has changed with this whole, you know, shutdown and everything like that. How have y'all dating been affected by the quarantine? Because right now, the bar for me, there isn't much of a bar because there really isn't much to do. So it's like if you weren't on that type of time before that, then we definitely not on that type of time right now. So dating really affected me.
That's funny you say that.
The quarantine.
Did you see that message? Somebody posted like a screenshot of the text thread with some dude, and the dude was like trying to get the girl to just come over and chill with him or whatever. She like, oh wow, like you ain't even asked me, could you take me out? And he like, bitch, it's a quarantine. What's open? Like the fuck, like, and she did the most. Like you couldn't even take the time to like plan no date out and stuff. And it's like this man trying to spend some time with you, but he can't take you nowhere because like. Would you want a picnic at the park or something? Because he can't take you out to eat. It was just really weird how she came off. And he was like clearly trying to like, I just want to see you. Like, I'm not trying to hit you. I just want to see you, spend some time with you. And she just was on some shit that you could probably say when outside is open. But like this.
Yeah.
So I mean, picnics are kind of, I don't like bugs. You feel me? So I understand. That's why this quarantine is really like messing things up because it's really nowhere to go. And I think that a lot of light has not been shed on that. It's really hard for people who are dating because it's really nowhere to go. And it's like, I think I don't care what nobody say, I think going to a man's house is not consent, but it's a nonverbal saying it could happen. Well, and if I'm not trying to say that, then I'm not trying to go. Period.
But why is dating that important that you can't put it on pause? Like I understand, like this is not the time where it's really feasible where you can go out, but like why are people so invested in dating? Like wait till outside open back up. If you feel like you really can't.
When is outside about to open, Harper? When is about to open? We don't know.
What it is? People don't live by themselves.
I'm sorry. First of all, to answer your question, it's a big deal because nobody, I mean, we are meant to have companionship. Literally, humans are not meant to be alone. It doesn't mean that you're alone and lonely. You could be alone, but I don't care what no single says. Some days you be like, damn, like I wish I wasn't like by myself. But most days you're like, all right, cool, it's whatever. I'm happy. But not every single day. And that doesn't mean that you're not happy with yourself. It means that we were made for companionship. And if you don't have that, it is something missing there.
Yeah, well,
I don't even trust dating right now because everybody's just bored. So I wouldn't trust it.
I know. That's why it's
like
really
this nigga
hard.
like me or is he just got cabin fever? He bored as shit.
Exactly. It's really hard right now. It's tough. And
I said that the other day. If a nigga can't get no pussy now,
he's some shit.
Just can't get
you just ain't got no kind of juice.
Because I see some people's DMs. Listen to me right now. Women, you don't hear none of that. I'm independent. I don't need no man. You seeing the come through. It don't matter. Like, it's really wow out
There's
here.
definitely a whole lot of stepfather applicants in my DMs right now.
Tired of taking care of their kids right now. They don't want to do that shit right
I
now.
posted a picture of me and my son, and now it's all these stepfathers in my DMs right now. Like, hey, so
That's crazy.
what's
Wow.
up?
Wow.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, it's hard. Like, Sean, like, everybody don't have somebody.
No,
And
I wasn't saying.
every day. And then the bad thing about this pandemic is there is no end. There's no real end date. It's not like we like, all right, cool. It's 4 months. We good. That's the worst part. We don't know when the end will be.
Well, I mean, so what? I guess okay.
Go ahead. So
Which is about to be out here sucking virtual dick.
Yeah. So to me, that even makes it more reason not to date because you can't do shit. What's the point? What's the point? Look, when you go to the bar, right? You go to drink, right?
Right.
You're talking to somebody on the phone. You don't know when you're going to see. Nobody wants to do that shit.
Right.
Well, you getting to know the fuck out of their ass. I'll tell you that much because you ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah.
How about you're not a phone person?
I know. I agree with you. No, don't get me
Go
wrong.
to hell.
I think the best thing to do is to not date right now because you really don't know people's intentions. You
Nigga,
really
I said that. You was
I'm saying I agree with you, but that's easier said than done. If you're not dating anybody, that's not normal. That's just not.
It's like
People see that if you were dated before this, you were, going on frequent dates and you were just having that interaction and you were just being out and about. And now it's like complete halt. Like, like that can take a toll on people as far as that, like mentally, like, dang, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it can go one of three ways. It's either they're coming over because they have the intention of fucking, they're coming over to chill and hopefully to fuck, or they actually just want to get to know you. That last one is really fucking rare right now. I don't
They
know
want a goddamn money right now.
No, Batman's is extra bored right now. Like,
because you can get to know me over the phone. You coming over here? I mean, clearly.
try to play some Uno. You know what I'm saying?
Predictions, real quick. So when everything is lifted, I know that we probably won't be able to gather the same, right? But we'll have more access for human interaction. Predictions. So for people who are dating right now, maybe they're dating people, I don't know if they wouldn't normally date. Maybe they're dating people on Instagram. I don't know. How do you think things will change when the doors of businesses open back up?
You won't talk to them ever again.
It's gonna be so many STDs out here.
Besides that.
Why do you say that?
Because I feel like Bama's ain't gonna be able to like control. Look, you've been in the house all this time. You either been talking to this one ass bitch that you was really just bored wrapping up,
right,
and you could get access to other bitches now, and they ain't gonna be having no clothes on because they want to get all their summer fits off that they ain't get to get off. It's about to be a fat fucking fest. It's about to be a whole big ass.
Corona numbers going up.
DMV just gonna be one big ball of chlamydia.
Just I understand. Just advice for the people. I understand that a lot is going on. It's very, I guess, well, it's not stressful times for me just because I feel like it's a mindset and you can control your own mind. But I understand it's stressful for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's stressful for a lot of people and out of like duress or stress, like you'll end up, talking to people that you may not have would talk to otherwise, or doing things, out of desperation. Maybe it's been a few months since you had some. Don't just hop to the first thing. Like, just practice some, discipline and some patience. It'll really pay off in the long run.
Watch porn.
Get an OnlyFans.
Get an OnlyFans.
Speaking of OnlyFans, how many regular girls do y'all know that now have OnlyFans?
I've seen
quite a few.
Yeah.
Really?
Like 12.
Yeah.
That you know.
Yeah.
Oh, now my timeline. I'm like,
all right. And see,
One of my nigga best friends got an OnlyFans.
yeah.
Wow.
They not
Oh,
working.
She don't do porn though. She just be on that joint throwing ass, but like she not like naked or nothing like that.
Okay.
oh, see, what's the point? That's what I don't get.
Look, the point is she made at least 1,500 in less than 30 days. Not showing, not doing porn. That's the point.
Okay. Okay, Sean, let me ask you this real quick, Sean, because I want to ask the men. Would you, yes or no?
No.
Yes or no? Hold on, wait. Would you ever wife, protect and provide for a woman who's ever been on OnlyFans?
Protect and provide.
I mean, if she told me.
Yes or no? If you know she had an OnlyFans, because everything could come up.
Wait, real quick though. Does she have to be doing sexually explicit stuff on OnlyFans, or she just got one?
Yeah.
Got an OnlyFans that
because this bitch is on there with feet pictures.
Right.
So I mean, I guess it's not.
So she busted it open.
Ever wife protect and provide for a woman who has an OnlyFans account during this time? Maybe she stopped having it there. And
yeah, I would. Yeah. You don't got it.
Yes.
You just asked me yes or no. I said yes.
All right, cool. Because I didn't finish the question, so I just wanted to make sure.
I would like to finish the question.
David, would you wife protect and provide for? I'm talking about down the line where you like, all right, I'm about to find me a wife. I want to have a family. Da da da. If you find out she has an only kid, I said only kid.
Only kid.
What?
She found out that you have that, if you find out that she has an OnlyFans, are you cool with that, or is it a dub?
Now, I would like to ask, what is she
doing?
No,
she said.
You need another content.
OnlyFans account. I'm talking about, of course, showing some. I'm not talking about just because most women are on there aren't showing feet. She's showing her nipples. Just any body part sexually driven content. It could be twerking. It could be twerking. It could just be dancing. It could just be showing her body, or it could just be full fledged with bitches. I mean, what women do.
Be finessing.
I could.
But you okay? So Sean, would you partake in a sexual relationship with that woman?
I already said you gotta ask Dave because I said yes to the first question.
No, okay, I'm gonna ask you a different question. Would you participate in a sexual relationship with that woman?
If he would date her, he would definitely fuck her.
Okay,
so
my bad.
Hold on, you thought I was gonna protect and provide in that beat?
All right,
am I her dad?
All right.
Am I her dad?
Okay.
But no, yeah, I wouldn't date her, but I'm definitely smashing, of course.
Why would you not date her, Dave?
For what? First of all, I'm not wifing the bitch that the niggas in Nebraska that's seeing her pussy busting that shit wide open. It's a nigga that live across the street from me. She know.
Man, you hustling backwards, man.
So
she's selling some shit that's already free. You gotta respect the grab.
That's why I'm going to hit. I'm not
Dave. Dave. Kim Kardashian break up with Kanye West and want to marry you, like be in a relationship with you.
Nah, she's not a black woman.
Gotcha, cool.
If she was black.
If she was black.
It's the money and the status. Let's be clear. That makes a huge difference. When you have money and the status.
Hey, these bitches be making bread. I ain't gonna hold you though.
They do.
But when things
Sean Kardashian.
Okay, so Sean, why would you wife her? Why would that not be something that you look at that will give you a reservation?
Honestly, to keep it a buck, and I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna save everything. It all depends because like if I'm fucking with her, I'm fucking with her. Like man, let me tell you, your girl done did way worse.
We not talking about what she did. We talking about her being online, displaying it to the world.
Are you going to let me tell you the story?
Because it's a difference. It's a difference.
Not necessarily.
Let me tell you something.
In the context of the question, it is because one is doing it for money, and one is maybe you were just dating a bunch of niggas. I don't know.
Because if I like her, I don't. This is why. Okay, do you want me to give you a background story? Just to tell you why.
You pick the answer why you would still marry, protect, and provide for her.
I mean, if she's showing like you said anything, if she's showing her ass streaks, she could already show that bikini, pic. You know what I'm saying? So. Y'all niggas are paying to see something that you can already see on IG.
Some people are fans. Some people are only.
And they are also
Yeah, but so like look, porn, it's so much free porn out here. The fact that niggas will subscribe to this shit, you gotta be like, you know what? I mean, hey, I feel like my nigga would definitely support me having an OnlyFans.
So, Bray, what's the difference? Say you and y'all got drunk, right? And you know how girls, get to twerking. Y'all fully clothed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Say the girl that I begged, she on there with like a what's the sundress, and she twerking, cheeks moving and all that. Yeah, it's super wild, but you're not saying nothing.
That's
You
no,
want to be
that's
sweet and
that's
pay $20
different.
a month for that? We coming up.
When you post it and you, in order to get monetary gain, and then you're putting yourself out there like that. If you're putting yourself out there to be posted online, because I think it's similar. If you have a bunch of twerk videos on YouTube or you know, whatever, you know, if you're just on the internet, I think that if it's searchable and a lot of people have seen it, I really think for certain quality men that's not a good look. I'm not saying that that's a deal breaker all the time. I'm just saying it's not a good look.
Let me keep it a buck, and Dave might disagree with me. If she tough enough, these niggas don't care. Look at Kim Kardashian. Look at Amber Rose. Look at Khloe Kardashian. These niggas be faking like they wouldn't wife hoes or this and that. They just haven't met a joint tough enough that would make them convert.
That's incorrect.
No, Sabrina. I have to say this though. It's been plenty of niggas on my timeline on my previous Twitter who will talk shit about strippers, for example. Oh yeah, y'all niggas be out here wifing strippers, them bitches hoes. These same niggas will slide in my DMs and be like trying to get to know me and shit, and I be funny because I seen those tweets and I be like, oh, I dance. Oh, what you like how like ballet and shit? No, like at the club. Like, oh, I respect your hustle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take a night off and let me take you out. These niggas be full of shit.
Yo, let me tell you something. And because Sabre, it's a little bit different because you don't run, I guess, in me, Yada, and Dave running like similar circles. How many times have y'all seen a nigga baby mother and you be like, nigga, you said you don't be saving what? Come on now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, niggas be lying. I think they just say that shit because it sound good.
Yeah. Niggas say that. Niggas say that because they don't want to look stupid in front of. Yo, I can name 40 niggas on my timeline, and I look at your BM. I'm like, yo, your BM is a mud
but what
bucket.
quality of man is that though? What quality? Analyze the quality of men those men are. A lot of times they are not the best providers.
You're throwing too many variables in there. Of course.
I'm talking about because no woman, let's be clear. Women want to be wifed by men who can elevate their status and that can protect and provide for them. We're not talking about just any nigga that'll just, you know, put a down payment on a ring and just like, here you go, help me build. It's the difference between that and the type of men that I'm talking about.
No, okay,
I don't know because I feel like Kanye wiped the biggest fatty. So I mean, what you saying?
This makes a difference when you have like a certain
that money.
But the bitches are on OnlyFans to make money. These bitches is making 6 figures.
Most women on OnlyFans, especially the regular women, I've seen it. They're like $6.99 and $5.99. They're not making 6 figures off of this. Only certain women
but then them bitches get like 1,500 subscribers or something. I don't know.
Subscribers and buyers. I researched the thing. It's not what it seems like. A lot of regular women are not making money off of OnlyFans. They're not making good money.
I can only speak off the women I know. Them bitches is getting bread.
But yeah, so Bright, let me use your narrative. We're not talking about the low quality women. We're talking about the high caliber women, okay? We're talking about the women that are charging $30 a month. And guess what? If you get 10 niggas, guess what? That's $300 a month for you doing what? The send that you already had in your gallery, pre-saved, to send to a nigga that you
to show your body parts for $300 a month, you're not hustling hard enough or just attracting a certain energy to make money because I'm not $300 a month ain't worth showing my body on the internet, and it's really not worth showing
pictures on IG in your bathing suit. It's niggas that are paying for that.
Okay.
Man, look, I know bitches who getting bread off of their feet, Slim. That's crazy as shit.
So $300 is not a lot, but if they're going to pay for the bathing suit, you already done posted it. Why not pocket that easy $300?
That's true. That's easy money.
Listen, I'm not judging or knocking the women who are on there. I'm just saying, long term, you might want to think about this if you want to be somebody's wife at some point, or if you're going for another job or something like that. Nobody wants their behind to be searchable on the internet.
Some bitches don't even post their face. Like,
but that's what I'm not trying to. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Niggas don't care if they look. You can't help who you like or you love. All right. Niggas don't care about none of that shit. I done seen women that their videotape has been put on Twitter, but guess what? They pretty as shit, so they going wife them. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't care about that.
Well, how about y'all do what y'all want to do? I'm just keep that in mind. If 5-10 years come around and you wondering why, it's the men not trying to settle down. You might want to Google yourself, and then you might want to understand why you're not being the one being chosen up on.
I feel like it's a difference. Like it's a difference between her twerking in a bathing suit and her putting a 15-inch joint, busting it open. I mean, I'm not wifing shorty that's doing that like she's wilding on camera. No, but man, twerking, okay, you got on a bathing suit. It's no different than you being on the beach around your friends. You twerking. If you can finesse niggas out of $300 a month for that, then I got you.
But Dave, that's what Sabre. That's why Sabre just wanted us to say yes or no, because she didn't want. She was leading with that.
Yeah,
she didn't
it's different.
In situations, of course. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. I don't care. But if you just want to post your face, you want to post the top of your cleavage, you want to turn around and show like the hip and the ass with the curve, with your money.
Yeah, but because like I said, it's
later.
Women do that. Like last year, pool parties. You taking sexy pictures because what? You look good. You just want to show everybody else you look good. If you can get $10 out of 50 niggas or 100 niggas, you good. But if you slobbing a nigga down on, or wilding, then that's something different.
Hey, I got women in my
niggas out here on OnlyFans with they bitch. Like
that's also different. I mean, they get that play together.
Women got me in their close friends showing more than that.
If you want more options in the future, I understand, ladies. You got some nice titties. Maybe you got a nice booty, but you also got a brain. So there are so many ways to make $300 a month. So many ways to increase.
I mean, you gotta stop dwelling on that 300. That was just an arbitrary number. Like he just threw that out there. Bitches is doing.
Even $1,000 a month is not life changing, and if it is, then maybe you are dating at the caliber that you need to be dating at.
But I think you're looking at it from the wrong perspective, though, Sabrina. Because for one, the reality is this, though. You can on paper it seems like, oh, this certain type of nigga is not. Them niggas will still bag you if they fuck with you. If you bad, they still gonna bag you. But the reality is, porn is free as fuck right now. Yeah. So the fact that bitches are getting any niggas to pay any amount of money to see shit that's on the internet for free is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
That's Run it up. That's a part of the finesse because
big horny ass niggas.
You got Bernice and Miracle and all them. If they make an OnlyFans, I don't know if they got one or if they don't, but if they make an OnlyFans, niggas think, oh, Shorty probably showing some shit on there that she not showing on Instagram. Let me subscribe and see. You done already got finesse. You done paid that $5 or whatever.
Oh, did you see the girl in the bathtub, Dave?
There
was some girl in the bubble bath, and all the bubbles was on her. She had a big emoji covering her naked body. Subscribe for more. Niggas subscribe and get to see the real picture, and nothing is showing. She's covered in bubbles. Everything is covered. Like, you just got work.
Yeah, I'm mad at that.
Big horny ass.
100% honest. Keep it a stat. Do you have an OnlyFans account?
I do not.
Have you ever had an OnlyFans account?
But nah, like y'all said, porn is free. All you gotta do is Google. It was like a fucking OnlyFans leak like three months ago. It had
everybody's joke.
Yeah. So was you on there? Was you on there for the free leaks?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you have
standards? Not.
I do.
Yada.
But I only subscribe to one person. I subscribe to Ronald's joint. I just get on OnlyFans and watch Ronald do puzzles and drink beer.
And see, that's originally what it was made for. It was made for people to like communicate with.
I'm dead ass. He kept saying he had an OnlyFans, and I thought he was playing. He really had one, and he just be on that joint. He was on there sipping a beer and doing a puzzle, and I just was like, all right, I got you, bro.
Wow,
that's hilarious.
That's really how it started out. Like like people was trying to interact with their fans, and I don't know whose idea it was to jump on there and bust it open.
That was
but
some ass.
whoever idea that was, she probably up a couple million right now. She got
somebody said some joint he subscribed to a joint and she was on there freestyling or something like that. Like that's fucking hilarious. Because that's the thing. It's all a gamble because I can tell you I'm posting any kind of content. But you gotta subscribe to see it, and when you see it and it's nothing like that, I already worked you.
You're not getting your bread back unless you call your bank, and I'm not calling my bank for $9.99. Come on, bro, just better have.
Some niggas will. These niggas out here hurt.
Yeah, because the finesse is all you gotta get somebody to buy one time. So imagine you get 100 people at $10. Say if they feel like, oh, this content is not, I don't fuck with this content. You already done got your money.
Right, that's it. Yeah,
phone bill. Ladies, you know.
But I feel you, Sabray. I feel you.
Look, I know. Listen, get your money during this and do what you wanted to see. I'm so not a judgmental person. I feel like you can't judge if you can see the faults of your own. So I will never judge. However, I really dislike when people's actions don't line up with the things that they want. Mm-hmm. So I don't want people to cry foul later, talk about how men aren't ready to commit and how men are always playing games when their current actions, they always are so short-sighted and they think that
you on the internet eating a cucumber with no hands.
Line up your actions with what you want.
You think that's the reason?
No, not OnlyFans. I'm just saying in general, that is one example of how short-sighted a lot of young women can be.
But I think now in this point, a lot of people are doing it during the pandemic because they ain't getting no money. They waiting on that $1,200 stimulus and they still got bills to pay. So women are doing it because they see everybody else doing it. They're like, fuck it, let me get it too.
Let me tell you something. You are hurting right now. Go ahead, Sean.
If you got a pussy, you can always have money.
Absolutely.
Like people are fucked up. It's some people out here who are
you would sit on at least $65.
Like legit. So like if you don't have no money and that's your way of making money to put food in your kids' mouth or pay your rent, do that shit.
Right.
No.
I'm not knocking women for doing that.
Let that be option number 99.
How you know it wasn't their option 99?
Because there's so many options out here right now, and I just will not believe it. You can literally Google where are the top, hiring, jobs right now with, the least amount of qualifications. You gonna get a Google certification.
You gonna be out here trying to get a mick pick too, girl. Sell that coochie.
Listen, I'm just saying the number one cause for poverty in women is the lack of a man. No, you got
that sucks for them. So they out here trying to get their own money.
How come there's so many ways to be a millionaire and we don't get that many millionaires? Everybody say it's so easy to make all this money. Where everybody with the money is?
I'm not saying it's easy to make money, but nothing worth having comes easy. You're gonna have to put in some work.
And they put work in right
easy, but that's the easy route. Let that be option number 100, not option number 2. Is all I'm saying. If that's option, I really doubt if that's the last option. I really doubt that a lot of women are exercising that option.
So Sabray, let me ask you a question, a yes or no question, okay? You're not getting any income. You need bills to be paid, okay? I understand that you want to search for a job, okay? But there is a time frame where the recruiter has to get back to you. You have to do interviews. Your bills are not slowing down, okay? Someone says, hey, Sabray, with OnlyFans, we all know you have a nice body. They say you can make up to $5,000 a month doing OnlyFans. You have no other source of income. You're not doing it?
I would say, you know what? Before I do that,
yes,
at least
no.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Right, that's
man, you gonna post them anonymous cheeks and keep it moving. You got a butt tattoo?
First of all, it's a break. If you post your butt, it's just gonna look like a dark room that no one's in it.
Can we wrap this up? I don't want to be on this show no more. I'm done.
Yeah, all right. This has been our show for today. Thank you so much for watching.
Cancel his square.
Disclaimers podcast. Clearly, you know what I'm saying? We hold nothing back. We are still in quarantine. I hope that you enjoyed this. For you, the people who are watching, shout out to y'all. Leave a comment. We miss y'all. We will see y'all next time. on No Disclaimers podcast to Sean.
Right.
Oh man.